Hello there, Chris Gweth here. Let me encourage you to, just before you continue, kindly like, share, and subscribe so that you're going to have a lot of following and a lot of conversation going on. But today I want us to really engage on one of the key issues that are found important in human relationship. In fact, it's very essential that we understand the relationship, because that's really whatever we become in life, we really need to understand relationship, and especially in a healthy way. When I skim through research that has been done across, especially among teenagers and young adults, I realized that the question of relationship is a key one, because that's where there's a lot of struggle, and that's where there's so much in terms of mental health related issues, be it anxiety, be it depression. Young people struggle a lot with this, but at the core of it is relationship gone wrong, or people not dealing with each other well, or people getting rejected, or people just parting ways, and it becomes unbearable. And so, just to prevent the situation of people parting ways in a very dramatic way, thus ending up in situations like mental health issues, then how do we therefore approach relationship? And this is the problem. From my experience, of course, as a counselor, I've realized that a lot of people focus much more on other people, especially when it comes to emotional awareness and emotional connection. People want to connect to others, people want to relate with others, people want to be aware of another person's emotions. So you are always trying to gauge, trying to monitor and see, this person happy, are they sad, how they feeling, all that. But there's one thing that we as humans tend to forget, which is very essential, and unless we get that, then it's almost impossible to relate healthily, and that is connection with ourselves. Before you even are able to interpret effectively how another person feels or views things, first of all, you have to be aware of how you yourself is doing. And that is the key point for this session today. Just being aware of our personal emotional experience. How are we feeling? How are we dealing with what we're feeling? How are we connecting with ourselves? A lot of times people don't want to connect themselves. We rarely connect with ourselves. But this is a very important step if at all you're going to be able to connect with another person and to engage with another person in a much better way. Because sometimes even the issues we see, like rejection and violence that comes with it sometimes, is because of us blocking ourselves from who we are and from what we're experiencing, and not being able to deal with it because we are trying to run away from it. So we seek an excuse, we seek an opportunity to express some things that we already were dealing with, and therefore we end up creating more chaos and more problems. So just urging us, before we are able to connect and relate and understand the other person much better, let's first of all focus on ourselves, build ourselves, get to be aware of who we are, how we feel, what are our potentials, what are our pitfalls, what are the issues we're struggling with, what are personal care issues we are not taking seriously, and how do we begin to indulge in self-care, in self-love, in self-connection. That one helps us to be able to connect with others more effectively and be able to respond better should someone decide to say, okay, I don't think you are going well, let's take some time off and reconsider this. If you are, of course, in a position where we are secure in ourselves, then we can take that kindly, all right, and we can appreciate the fact that they are open to say that they will want to take time and just rethink things around. So kindly, let's focus, number one, on building on ourselves, understanding who we are, connecting with ourselves. And this is a continuous thing. We don't just do it and get done with it. We continually grow, we continually change. So we must continually continue to know and understand who we are at any given time in our lifespan, so that we are able to relate effectively with others. So again, before you stop and go, please share, like, and subscribe so that we can have this reach as many people as possible. So in the next one, please get here.